I just took this creator from struggling to grow. He's posted over 1,000 videos and almost every single one of them flopped, and instantly we started using this new strategy that I found on YouTube, and it's been able to skyrocket his growth. I mean, look at his views now. They are way higher than they used to be right before we started working. By the end of this video, I'm going to give you the same exact strategy that we're currently implementing on his channel that's blowing up every small channel that uses it. Doesn't matter what niche you're in, doesn't matter what kind of content you upload, doesn't even matter if you've uploaded 1,000 times and flopped over and over again. This will fix your channel. Change number one is that on days that you're not uploading long form content, you need to make sure that you're uploading YouTube Shorts. I cannot emphasize this enough. YouTube Shorts gets you more subscribers than long form content. YouTube Shorts gets you more views to your long form content, and on top of that, YouTube Shorts are incredibly easy to make, and now they're showing up in more placements than ever before. They're showing up in search on YouTube, they're showing up in search on Google, and they're getting shown on the homepage. So if you're not taking advantage of YouTube Shorts, you're going to get left behind on YouTube in 2025, and especially as we move into 2026, because they're only going to become more and more important, especially if you're uploading educational or entertaining content. Change number two is that uploading effective thumbnails is now the most important thing that you can do on your long form content on YouTube. And no, I'm not talking about making thumbnails that are pretty. I'm not talking about making thumbnails that fit your brand. I'm talking about making thumbnails that are effective and get over a 10% click-through rate. In fact, this is exactly why creators like Mr. Beast spend over $10,000 on every single video just making thumbnails. Now I get it. You don't have $10,000 to spend on every single thumbnail like Mr. Beast does, and you probably don't even have the time to research what an effective thumbnail is. So how do you compete? By using a tool like ViraThumb. Because ViraThumb lets you create thumbnails based on ones that have already helped other creators go viral, either in your niche or from the most successful videos on YouTube. And the best part is, to use it, you don't have to be a design expert, because you're not trying to create the most beautiful thumbnails, you're just trying to make thumbnails that actually help you go viral. Because if you're like most creators right now, you're spending way too much time inside of Canva or inside of Photoshop trying to recreate the wheel and create an effective thumbnail, where in reality, all you have to do is use ViraThumb. Because it's going to help you skip the guesswork and just take a thumbnail that's already working really well and make it your own, so that you too can get over a 10% click-through rate. By the way, they just dropped this brand new face swap feature that lets you instantly put your face onto trending or onto viral thumbnails. And if you want to try ViraThumb for yourself, go to the pinned comment below and get started with it today. Because don't let your thumbnails be the reason that all that hard work you put into your content goes to waste, and instead start copying what is working already in your niche or on YouTube to increase your views almost instantly. Now, change number three is you need to make sure that you're fixing the length of your content, because if you make your content too long, nobody's going to click. And if you make your content too short, you're not going to get the average view duration that you need to get the views that you want on YouTube. On top of that, if you're making content that's too short, you're actually setting yourself up for failure in the long term, because if your content's too short on YouTube, especially if it's a long form video, you're not going to get monetized the way that you think you will. Let me explain. Now, in order to find what length you should be posting your content, you need to come into your YouTube studio, you need to come into analytics, you need to click on trends right here. And by the way, this is going to be different every single time that you upload something on YouTube. So let's say that I was going to come over here and I was going to make a video about the YouTube algorithm. What I would do is I would type in YouTube algorithm right here. I would want to make sure that this has very high interest for my viewers, and then I want to see what people are watching. In fact, I want to click on show all right here, and I want to come into videos if I'm uploading long form content. Now, as we can see here, this video right here, almost 15 minutes long. This video, 6 minutes. This video, 9 minutes. This video, 10 minutes. Now, what we're looking for are trends. Now, the one trend that I notice is that content that's anywhere from 9 minutes and 40 seconds to 10 minutes and 30 seconds is performing pretty good. This length, kind of all over the place. This length, kind of all over the place. And this is a YouTube short that looks like it was posted as a long video. This one right here didn't perform as well. So if I was going to upload a long form video on this topic, I would want to make it between 9 minutes and 40 seconds to 10 minutes and 30 seconds, and maybe slightly longer. Because if I make it way shorter than that, I'm not going to get the watch time that I need to compete on YouTube. And if I make it way longer than that, well, people aren't going to click on my content psychologically, because they're going to say, why would I invest 15 minutes or 20 minutes when I can invest 9 or 10? And clearly, a lot of people were already happy with these videos based on how many views they got. But remember, if we change the topic that we're uploading on, this is also going to change. If we come back over here, we type in something like ChatGPT tutorial, what you're going to notice if we come over here and then we click on show all, and again, come under videos, that this video is almost 30 minutes long. And this video is almost 30 minutes long. And this video, this video, this video, and this video are kind of all over the place. So again, we're looking at videos that got millions of views that are 28 minutes to 34 minutes long. So if I was going to make a video on this topic, I would make my content again within that length period so that it blends in with what people are actually watching. Because this also taps into how the YouTube algorithm works. People that watch 1-minute videos get shown more 1-minute videos. People that watch 5-minute videos get shown more 5-minute videos. So you want to make sure that your content is actually matching the length that the YouTube algorithm is showing your ideal audience. Change number 4 is you need to make sure that you're only focusing on topics that, one, have a really high view per hour, but more importantly, that are increasing in views per hour. Because what this means is you want to make sure that your niche is growing over time. You want to make sure that you're not headed into a dying niche and you're not going to invest your time and your energy into a space that's going to end up going away. Let me explain. So there are basically 2 ways for you to be able to figure out whether or not something is actually growing in reach. For example, if we come over to this video right here by Voidzilla and then we click pause right here so it doesn't blow out our ears, what you'll notice is on the right hand side, we're going to see how many views this video is getting. In fact, if we click into this, we're now going to be able to see views per hour over time. And what you want to make sure of is that, one, this views per hour ideally is something that's going up, or it's at least something that's maintaining. Now, this video hasn't been out for an incredibly long period of time, but I can assure you getting 36,000 views per hour is a lot of views, which means this is a topic that's going crazy if this is something that's in your niche. Now, if we come back over to YouTube right here, and we come over here and actually do a search for something, for example, ChatGPT tutorial, again, we could see the same exact thing. Now, if we scroll down a little bit and we find this video right here, again, we can click on this video. We could pause this right here, come over here and see how the views per hour has changed over time. And we could see that this has actually been gradually increasing quite a bit. So if we come over here, March 2024, this was around 70 views per hour. Today, this is sitting around 120 views per hour. So what does that tell me? That more people are becoming interested in this over time. In addition to that, what you could do is look up some of your competitors on YouTube. For example, if you come over into your YouTube analytics, you click on audience, then you scroll down, this is going to show you other channels that you are currently competing with on YouTube. And what you want to make sure of is that these channels are growing. So if I come over to vidIQ and I come over to, let's say, somebody like Ben Did It, I want to make sure that these are channels that are growing over time. And the way that I could do that is come into their channel stats and see if they're growing. Now, you don't want to just look at the last 30 days. You want to look at something like the last 6 months, and you want to make sure this is something growing over time. So I could see they're getting a lot more views in the last 6 months versus the 6 months before it. And if we come over to vidIQ, pause the video right here, click on view channel stats. Again, last 6 months, their views are up almost 47%. You don't want to just look at the last 30 days because they might have had a good month the month before last month, and that's why it looks like it's a little bit down, but in reality, it's really something that's growing. You just want to make sure that your niche is something that's growing, because the last thing that you want to do is invest your time and your energy into something that isn't actually growing. I'll give you a perfect example. I upload a lot of content about how to grow on YouTube, how to grow on Instagram, how to grow on TikTok. At certain times, some of those were more popular. For example, growing on TikTok, although it's still a massive opportunity to grow on TikTok right now, that was just more popular as a search back in 2020 than it is today. So that niche isn't as popular on YouTube, but that doesn't matter because now growing on YouTube is way more popular and is way more easy and a lot more people are trying to do it. So it kind of balances out that I post about all those things. And now that last change you need to make is you need to make sure that you're fixing the intros of your video. It doesn't matter if you're uploading a YouTube short or a long form video, this is incredibly important and you need to make sure that you're changing it. Now, when it comes to fixing the intro of your content and the beginning of your content, here's what I'm actually talking about. If we come into my content, we come under shorts right here, and we find a short that is doing pretty well. For example, this one right here, over 25,000 views in about 2 weeks. If I come into the analytics right here, and then we scroll down a little bit, we're going to see more than 80% of people stayed to watch. The stayed to watch metric on a YouTube short gauges how many people stayed to watch the first 3 seconds. And if you don't have this over 80%, your video's simply not going to do well. So this video did pretty well, and that was over 84%. If we scroll down, for example, this video right here that's gotten over 327,000 views again, coming to the analytics, we're going to see this is over 80%. So what you need to make sure, if you're not getting at least 80% of people to stay past the first 3 seconds in your shorts, that's the number one thing that needs to fix. And the way that you're going to fix that is by fixing the topic and fixing how you actually start your videos. And if you're struggling with your hooks, all you need to do is study other hooks that have been successful. What do I mean by this? Look at the other videos that have a lot of views within your niche. In fact, you could literally just come into your analytics to see this. If you come into your analytics, come into audience, scroll down a little bit, and come under shorts right here, this is going to show you YouTube shorts that are getting a lot of views. Study what they're saying, what they're doing, what they're showing in the first 3 seconds, and begin to implement that into your content, and it's going to increase the amount of people that ended up staying to watch your video. Now, it's the same exact thing when it comes to long form content, except the metric is going to be a little bit different. So if we come over here into long form content and we click on a video like this, scroll down a little bit, we're going to be able to see the amount of people that end up staying to watch a video. Now, what you need to make sure is that in the first 30 seconds, this is over 70%. The way that you are going to get this to happen, again, you need a good title and a good topic on your video so people click and they get interested. Then you need to get straight into the video and tell people what they're going to see, and you better make sure it's something that they want to see. Tell them what they're going to have by the end of this video, because what you're doing with the long form video is you're taking somebody on a transformation. The way that you do this is you open up a curiosity loop inside of their head that gets them to say, hey, I want to come along on this journey, or hey, I want to be the person that I'm going to be at the end of this video. And if you are not doing that within your content, then people aren't going to be hooked in the first 30 seconds. And then as a result, YouTube isn't going to push out your stuff. And again, don't focus on all this other stuff if you can't get the first 30 seconds to be over 70%. Now, if you're still struggling to grow, just like Dr. Jones was before we started working together, well, I want to help you, because I want to help you live the life of your dreams. That might mean growing your business on YouTube. That might mean getting enough subscribers on YouTube to be able to quit your full-time job because you're now monetized. Or maybe you just want to do YouTube as a passion project, but you want to grow faster. You want to get more subscribers and maybe make some side income from it. Well, all those things are possible, especially if you have somebody that's already done all those things and helped thousands of other people get there, help you, which is exactly why I strongly suggest you check out this video right here. Walks you through the 3 different ways we can work together one-on-one, and I can help you grow faster on YouTube, get more subscribers, and ultimately get monetized, guaranteed. If that sounds interesting, well, please check out this video right here.